In the first video, I outlined the functions of a demand-side platform and the essential part it plays in electronically connecting buyers and sellers of digital media in the real-time bidding marketplace. And in the second video, I explained what goes on behind the scenes in what The Atlantic calls the invisible business that funds the web, and what Fortune.com calls web advertising's master auctioneers. That the very basis of retargeting, real-time bidding, and the merging of big data with them is the result of API programming specifications that were initiated by Google, and how companies must adhere to these programming specifications if they want to take advantage of the entirety of the real-time auction-based marketplace. Now in this video, I'll show you how you'll generate fees with your private label demand-side platform and how our turnkey system solves the biggest set of problems that you'll encounter if you wanted to thrive in this ever-growing marketplace. And finally, if you stuck with me this long throughout these 3 videos, well, you deserve something. So I have a free gift for you, and I'll explain this to you as we go along, okay? Now, just imagine for a moment operating a business that you can be totally proud of, one that you can explain to others, and one that others will recognize, something that's rare with a lot of businesses these days. And providing that service in such a way that a person can't get anywhere else, and one where you'll be generating multiple income streams of passive and semi-passive income. Now, the end result would be something like this, or even better. Now, here's a recent email from one of our platform partners, and he wanted to get an evaluation on a couple of campaigns that he had running. And let me read this so we can go a little further. He was saying that both campaigns are for the same firm. And he goes on to say, on a positive note, client informed me that they acquired a customer for a new air conditioning unit through a click. Now, that is a conversion worth several $1,000s to them. Now, imagine providing that level of service to a local business and getting the results like that. Do you think that that business is thinking about looking somewhere else or doing more business with you? And this is how you scale business from a small level to an extremely large level, by giving them the kind of results that are hard to duplicate elsewhere. This particular client was in a competitive environment, and in some cases, a traditional click would have been worth over $5 per click. So what I'm going to do right now is show you how your platform will look and show you the amazingly unlimited opportunities that you would have by owning one. So what I'm going to do right now is use this client campaign as an example of what's possible with your demand-side platform. And in this case, the client, they provide air conditioner sales, service, and repairs a little north of Sacramento, California. And they gave us a listing of their counties that they serve, and it was a total of 14 counties in California, USA. And these are the counties. Because of the diversity in that area, they wanted to make sure that their message got out to Spanish and English-speaking audiences. And of course, their ideal client is a homeowner, single-family dwellings. And because of their service, they wanted to make sure that their banners were placed on high-level sites and pages so that they could attract a quality audience. So here are our results. Now, this is the first time out, and we were able to achieve 26,801 impressions, and we used a total of 12 banners, and we selected those banner sizes based on the traffic volumes that they get in his area. So with that, we got 73 clicks, and that was with a total ad spend for this initial round of $49.77. Traditional pay-per-click runs up to $5.27 per click. But with our settings, we were able to get per click cost down to 69 cents. So now what do we do next going forward? The first thing we want to do is analyze the stats, because the stats will always be the judge. And we'll improve those ads as needed. We'll take a look at the landing pages and other types of analytics to see if we can improve everything across the board. Because at this point, it is taking what you have and trying to improve it and looking at the stats and see if we could get better results than we've gotten this time. We'll also tweak the audience, and when we get inside of a platform, I'll show you what I mean by that. And finally, we'll start building custom audiences that look like those audience members that clicked and that made a purchase. So that would be the objective with this campaign. So now let's take a look into a platform, and I'll break all of this down for you. Now, once we get inside a demand-side platform and we start to think about setting up a campaign, we'll find that there are three essential ingredients to a successful campaign. And the first thing that we want to do is to lay out the campaign detail, and that's done here in this section. We tell the system the exact details of the campaign, our spending limits, our guidelines, where we want our banners to be placed, whether we want them to be displayed to an audience on desktop, laptops, phones, or tablets. And we also have the ability to check or uncheck a particular audience. And the second part of setting the campaign up is going to be the targeting options. And let me take just a few moments to go through the targeting options. You'll also notice something that says old in a couple of these categories. That is because we're merging version 2 into the latest version 3, which is the platform that you'll be getting, version 3. The first thing you'll see is the day part targeting, and that means that you can target your campaign to start based on a time zone throughout the world. Based on the day, you can select the days, the starting hour, and the ending hour of a campaign. So that's pretty much self-explanatory. But let's just say what we want to do is target an audience in a particular geographical location without any regard as to what they might be interested in or what they might be doing. So let's take a look at those options. We can target by United States zip code. All we'll have to do is paste our zip codes here. But suppose we want to do something another way. Let's say that we're in the U.S. and we don't know zip codes, but what we'd like to do instead is target a certified Nielsen designated market area. So then we'd select DMA targeting. And if we look over here, we'll see that all of the Nielsen designated marketing areas are included. And it's just a matter of us adding the areas that we want to target. But let's say, well, I want to drill down a little differently from that, or I don't live in the United States, or the client is not in the US. So let's go down just a little further. We have geo-targeting, and let's just say we're in the United Kingdom. We'll click here. Oh goodness, there's nothing there. Okay, look at this, back it out, and you have all of the regions in the United Kingdom, and you can go just a little further and you can select also the cities there, okay? And in this case, we have 249 countries. And all of them are broken down into regions and in cities. But let's say that we want to drill down just a little bit deeper. Not only do we want to target those people in specific geographical areas, we only want to target those audiences that are doing something or that are expressing an interest in certain things. So to do that, we'd go to the contextual targeting area. Once we're inside of one of our technology partners, we have other options that we can consider. We can tell the system where to place our banners. We could tell the system to place our banners or our offer based on a content rating. There are certain things that you might not want to associate your product or your service to, and you can make those distinctions here. Or suppose you want to make sure that you have the audience with a specific language. Click here, and there you go. So in the case of our air conditioner client, he wanted to select English and Spanish. And in cases like this, you'll just make a group, you slide everything over, and there you go. So you'll go to the top level, and then you can select page quality. You only want your offer to be shown on low, medium, or high quality sites. Now let's move down to 99% of the internet by selecting IAB categories. Not only do you have main categories like real estate, you have subcategories that take you down even further, or personal finance, or you might just be looking for an audience interested in shopping. So you have all types of categories and subcategories for you to select from in cases like this. Even political and legal categories, you have that at your disposal. Well, let's just say now you want to drill down just a little bit further and you only want to select an audience that might be visiting a particular site. In a case like that, you'd go to site targeting. You'd create a list, one site per line, save your list, and you're done. But suppose you want the most targeted audience possible. In a case like that, you'd select audience targeting. Now with audience targeting, for example, let's say we want to find out who is on the major search engines, and we want to make sure that we target seasonal and holiday shoppers. You have it broken down into 21 categories. Or suppose you have a client that's seeking travel. That's broken down. Hotel enthusiast, travel enthusiast, or shoppers who are in the market for something by vertical interest. autos, career and work, on down to retail. You have 15 subcategories there. Well, let's get out of the search engines for just a moment and let's take a look at one of our other partners. Say you're only interested in selling to other businesses. Then we have another partner, Bezo Graphics, and we can break those business owners down based on categories, whether it's by professional groups, decision makers, by company size, by the functional areas. Everything is broken down for you like this. Or let's just say I'm only interested in those audiences that made a purchase of something in the past. You have this broken down the same way. Or we want to use some type of predictor to determine what someone might be interested in. Maybe they're interested in travel, or they've shown an interest in education. Or we might want to use predictors to find out if someone is interested in a particular type of car or a retail item. It would probably take all day to explain all of the different types of targeting options that's available to you. In fact, I think we calculated there are probably between 54 to 60,000 unique combinations that you could use. And once you look at the capabilities of your demand side platform, you gotta agree that it's absolutely great because you can benefit so many businesses, for-profit, non-profit organizations, governmental entities, people with a social or a political agenda. And it's absolutely great because you have virtually unlimited options. But that's also the number one problem. What you need is a turnkey solution to make this work and to make this profitable from the very instant that you have everything set up. So is there really some type of secret to making money with a demand side platform? Or how can you position yourself to take advantage of this market? Well, the fact of the matter is there really are no secrets when it comes to being successful with a demand side platform or any other business for that matter. This is a real business that makes real money. And by having your demand side platform is putting you on the same footing as some of the largest and most recognized companies in retargeting, real-time bidding, and big data. But I think we have a decided edge because we're building the largest network of independently owned retargeting, real-time bidding, and traffic acquisition systems. We're not financed by venture capital or investors. You'll be joining business people who are concerned about other business people. And our goal is to solve the number one barrier that keeps millions of businesses out of this marketplace. And we understand that in order for us to be successful, then our clients must first be successful. Because one thing I know for sure, if you help enough people in a Nielsen DMA location, the money is going to flow without you ever asking for it. So how do we do this? Well, first, we use automation because automation brings about efficiency. It allows us to grow and scale just as high as the limits or the expectations that you place on yourself. But there's another thing that's for sure. No matter how automated a system is, you can't automate quality. At least in this business. So you're going to need a couple of things. You're going to need a marketing strategy that drives all the business that you can handle. And then you need back office support to handle all of the business that you can send them. Because after all, your client is not going to wait around for you to become an expert and learn how to set up his campaign and how to select audiences, embed the pixels and things like that. So you're going to need help from the very first, and you'll need that help end to end. You see, your DSP can handle self-managed accounts where marketers and advertisers log in and set up their own campaign and handle everything on their own. But the real profit with local business is going to be offering fully managed accounts where you can give your client end-to-end service without requiring that they pay tens of thousands of dollars in ad spends to get it. And in addition to that, you can assign resellers and agencies. You'll set the markup, you'll give them access to the system or give them their own system, and they'll drive business to your mutual benefit. And I'll tell you something, when you can combine audience retargeting with an ever-growing targeted audience, that combination is unbeatable and will generate daily profits in good times, in bad times, regardless of the season. It simply works. Now, based on our preliminary test, we believe that $50,000 to over $1 million in fees can be generated in a Nielsen DMA location. And we've identified the markets in those areas. And with a joint effort, we can reach those goals. We've identified 8 industries: insurance, travel, donation, banking and finance, automotive, education, legal, and medical. And we have a turnkey solution to offer these industries in your DMA area. But to do this, you're going to have a professional presence. So how do we go about setting up your demand-side platform in a Nielsen area? Well, we set up a standalone marketing platform for you. We'll host it for you, or you can host it yourself. We'll use a WordPress theme, and we have a custom pricing plugin that we'll provide to you. You can deploy either 1 or 1,000. It's really up to you. And they can be set up to showcase all of your services, or they can be set up to focus on a specific niche in that area. We'll also set you up with what we call our virtual office assistant. We'll provide you with a local number. We'll outsource voice-over professionals for your reception. We'll set up the call flow for you. You'll have voicemail with extensions, as well as call forwarding. And to help build your business, we have a client referral system where all potential clients in your area will be referred to you, and we'll perform online and offline advertising. We'll provide you with back office support that will include the client support, the ticket system, email, and we'll also perform live appointments on your behalf with your clients. We'll handle all of the campaign setup, all of the campaign management, as well as campaign optimization. We'll assist in creative design, and we'll even outsource the work if necessary. And we'll even design new banners for your clients every month to make sure that we can test to get the very best results for them. Now, the only thing that's left now is to ask you to reserve your area if you think that you're interested. I'm not asking for any credit cards at all. The only thing that I'm asking is that you complete our agreement. There is a non-circumvention and a non-disclosure provision in the agreement, and I'd like to discuss all of the things that we have planned and all of the services and walk you through the platform to let you see exactly how it works and how you can profit from it. And so that I can set up the platform, I'm asking you to give me a domain name and your business name. Now, you can change that before we set up the platform, but to make sure that the agreement is completed, please give me a domain name so that we can set up your DSP, and give us a business name so that we'll have that on file. You'll let us know the Nielsen DMA area that you're interested in, and we also have non-Nielsen areas available. So if you live in an English-speaking country, and if you want to take advantage of this, please feel free to do so. We'll set up your DSP in advance, answer any questions that you might have, and then we'll ask you to join us. Now, the free gift that I talked about is simply this. If we set up your DSP and you feel that it's not for you, or that it can't deliver on anything that I've stated in these videos, then just let us know and tell us why. We'll set up a campaign for you free of charge. We'll even give you no strings attached, contextual, search, or big data traffic, all on us just for trying this. Now, there should be a link below, so get started today, and I want to be the first to welcome you aboard. Thank you for listening to these videos. I truly believe this is one of the greatest opportunities available, and the system that we put together gives you something that is virtually hands-off, and it allows you to scale to virtually any limit. So thank you again, and welcome aboard.